The leftist war on art. I'm Claire Lehman for the Rebel.media. Last week it was reported a group of artists led by the UK painter Hannah Black demanded that a museum curator remove and destroy a painting from the Whitney Biennial. The painting is called Open Casket and it depicts the bludgeoned head of a young black teenager, Emmett Till, who was murdered by two white men in 1955. The painting is by a white artist named Dana Schutz, who said that she had been moved by police brutality and created the picture as a gesture of empathy. For her efforts, black artists demanded that her painting be destroyed. Their open letter said, "To the curators and staff of the Whitney Biennial, we are writing to ask you to remove Dana Schutz's painting Open Casket and with the urgent recommendation that the painting be destroyed and not entered into any market or museum. The painting should not be acceptable to anyone who cares or pretends to care about black people. The subject matter is not Schutz's. White free speech and white creative freedom have been founded on the constraint of others and are not natural rights. The painting must go. Even if Schutz has not been gifted with any real sensitivity to history, if black people are telling her that the painting has caused unnecessary hurt, she and you must accept the truth of this. The painting must go." Right, so this list of black artists want the museum curator to destroy this painting. Well, at least we know they are in good company. Totalitarians do two things. They confiscate history and they confiscate culture. In 1921, Heinrich Heine, the German poet, said, "Where books are burned, in the end, people will be burned." Because any ideology that is so rigid and dogmatic that it feels threatened by a piece of art will also feel threatened by people. Ideologues who feel compelled to destroy art will not hesitate to destroy their political enemies. Be aware that this call for the painting to be destroyed was also supported by some in the mainstream media. The argument was that it should be seen as a sign of respect. Now this brings me to another controversy that recently occurred in Australia. Bill Leak, one of Australia's greatest cartoonists, recently died at the age of 61. But he lived his last days under severe stress because the Australian Human Rights Commission brought legal action against him for this cartoon. His crime was to offend and insult under our Racial Discrimination Act. This war on art is not limited to paintings and cartoons, it even extends to comedy. Dave Chappelle has recently been called homophobic and transphobic after his latest Netflix special. Of course, the left will never admit that they are now the leading advocates of censorship. They claim that calling for the destruction of art and shutting down talks and calling people racist every 5 seconds is simply their free speech. But if the PC left had their way, we would have no art, no comedy, and certainly no cartoons, except those which are deemed to be non-offensive. We are witnessing secular morality turn into a fundamentalist religion in front of our very eyes. And if we are not careful, we will not have any comedy, art, or cartoons left to speak of. I'm Claire Lehman for the Rebel.media. Please click on the link below to subscribe.